What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Nikolai Espresso, and welcome back to the countdown. Now, 29 days out from Black Ops 3 here. Today, we are going to be talking about something very interesting. You may or may not have seen it around YouTube already. It has had some coverage, but it is something that I think is absolutely massive here within Call of Duty. Well, if you guys do know, Black Ops 3 is going to have a double XP feature here in partnership with Mountain Dew and Doritos. Like every year, we do have that kind of stuff, but the interesting thing with this is the fact that it deals with zombies, not multiplayer this year. We're getting a lot of that heavy emphasis on zombies, and really as a result, we're getting some cool things out of this. Now, with these codes, once you input a few of them, you will unlock actually a video for one of the characters here, and there's 4 chapters in total. These, called The Shadows Within, describe a little bit of the backstory here with our 4 characters: the boxer, the femme fatale, the detective, as well as the magician. So today what we have, you guys, are these videos in their entirety, thanks to my good friend MJPWGaming and his friend Lighttzout. They were the ones that were so kind enough to hook me up with these raw files here, so massive shout out to them. Their links will be down in the description below for you to check them out. But without further ado, let's take a look at these.
Most things can be settled in the ring. Bets, grudges, debts. The boxer knows the cost of paying them all. A stranger to the winner's circle, but not the cold, hard reality of the ropes. The boxer can't stop fighting, but never seems to win. Some live for the limelight. The femme fatale is willing to die for it. Her whole life ahead of her, with so much already left behind. But with the stakes this high and the odds this low, fame and fortune might be just one audition away. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. The hopeful and the stupid pretend that's not the case. The detective isn't stupid, and he's even less hopeful. The years of dealing with the dregs of humanity have hardened his heart and borne fruit to the seeds of corruption. The detective's shadow tarnishes the badge he's sworn to uphold, but the true darkness is still to come. Born into wealth, power, and the trappings of unearned privilege, the magician is arrogance incarnate. His appreciation for his own meager abilities knows no bounds. Fortified by the adoration of lackeys and sycophants, ego bloated by servile fawning, the magician knows it's easier to believe in magic when you're in desperate need of a miracle.
So now to me, I absolutely found these to be incredibly awesome, and yes, there are some things here that I want to talk about that I did find hidden throughout all of this. Now firstly, let's do a little general overview of all of our characters here. The boxer, he doesn't really feel successful, and he gets tied up in a lot of this anger and unsatisfying vision of himself with his self-worth, what he feels about his self-esteem and himself in general. So this is going to lead to a lot here that could cause him to turn to become a terrible person. The femme fatale has a really big need for fame and fortune. She's one of the ones that will trade herself for some power and has an uncanny amount of greed here. The detective has had a loss of himself, and the corruption of power is made very apparent here, and he also has become very dishonest, with his true darkness, air quote, still yet to come. So what exactly did I find here while examining all of these, looking at every little fine detail? I very well could have overlooked some of these, and as a result, I don't want you to think this is a finished product of all of my findings, but for the time being, I did find some things that were very interesting. Firstly, our characters are already in Morgue City. They were already in and around the surrounding areas here. Morgue City isn't a place that they went or got sent to. They were already there. But this whole world that they're living in is again something the Shadow Man may have created, but also is a result of their sins, as they say in the trailer itself. Now, the big thing with Campbell or the Boxer comes in all of the newspaper posts that are being flashed around here. The big one that everybody will see is that he was defeated by a newcomer. That something could play into his bio here and to why he turned into someone a lot darker. But the thing that really catches me is the fact that in a lower print where not many people can maybe decipher what it says gambling fraud investigation continues as investigators hone in on suspected culprits. As well, also in another sequence here just shortly after, the word state penitentiary is in fact seen on screen. Now, there are two ways that this actually can play in here. Either we are getting the cross ties between the detective as well as the Boxer here within these actual newspaper articles throughout Zombies, or we may have another link to Mob of the Dead. We'll get to that more here in a second, but the femme fatale, she is caught in a scandal with the executive producer and one of the Limelight, also playing into her bio. The detective has a bunch of different things here that are very interesting. One being the United States Penitentiary is flashed in one of these sequences here, either again playing to the detective's accolades or actually plays to Alcatraz. Because in the 1940s, and when Mob of the Dead is actually set, and when these can actually maybe overlap, Alcatraz was known as a United States penitentiary. Next, whenever we get the overview of his entire desk and everything on it, the big thing that stands out to me right away is that on the notebook, we have the pentagram logo that we've seen in various places within the Shadows of Evil map. This is something that we are yet unclear of as to why, but it is something that plays in and something that I can guarantee does in fact tie in directly with that portion of Shadows of Evil. Now, as for Nero here, our last one, the Magician, there really isn't a lot that we can tell, and why is that? Well, my guess is he's gonna be the weasel of this story, the odd one out, or the more important one, however you want to look at it. The really big thing to me, though, is that there's not really any zombies at the end. It looks like there is one inside the flaming orb or flaming eye here, but that is something that is up for interpretation. A lot of this is still a mystery with him. There's not too much other than the fact that he is very full of himself and very confident in his abilities. That's the only real gist that we got out of it. And as opposed to the other characters, it doesn't really provide any insight here into what he's all about. But that is really all that I've picked up on so far from these. Maybe you guys can pick up some more. Let me know what you think down there in the comment section down below. That's where we're going to wrap the video up here today, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys did like this. There is a 5th video here that is going to take some time to unlock. So whenever that actually is either leaked or unlocked, we'll be bringing you guys that one as well. Again, massive thanks to MJPWGaming as well as Lighttzout for the footage here. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the video, be sure to leave a like rating down below. Any shares to your Facebook, Twitter, and or MySpace if you're a jack, that always greatly appreciated. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe for the best of quality Black Ops 3 content. Any new news or fish, you guys know exactly where to find it right up on my channel. Thank you guys once again so much for watching. Mine has been Nikolai Espresso. As always, hope you guys are having a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care and peace.